I just listened to every album ever by The Used, and we are ranking them in this video worst to best. Oh yes. Like MCR, Good Charlotte and Panic at the Disco had a love child, and it turned out fairly well adjusted. And that is what I hear when I blast The Used in my car, on my laptop, on the TV screen. And that's a compliment coming from me, by the way. With a catalog currently as deep as Slipknot members, this was an interesting listen. I didn't come across anything atrocious here in the Used catalog, but I did not love everything either. So I think this is going to be a really fun ranking. Are you guys ready? Number 9, the worst Used record, is Lies for Liars. This one sounds exactly like music that I would like. It's like if every song were just changed a fraction of a note. This would be my favorite record, but it is my least favorite. Something is just off with this one. Maybe my ears are just too Green Day'd up, but I am not used to what the Used are doing here. Is that how you say it? The Used? I like what these songs mean, but I don't like how they sound or arranged. Even though it's my type of alternative rock, something is wrong with it. That being said, Pretty Handsome Awkward is really growing on me, and The Bird and the Worm is starting to go full earworm on me. So in this ear and not out of this ear. So it's staying in within my brain. This is a record that is growing on me, despite being my least favorite right now. So Used fans, go easy on me. Number 8 goes to The Canyon. I don't know why I was speaking like that. The Canyon's writing focuses on a friend's death, and while the concept record vibe is really well done here, I just don't like the sonic palette that is used. Get it? Used again? None of the songs are bad on The Canyon, but they're crafted in a way that the emotional heart of this thing, it's something that I can't personally deal with. As in, these songs are a little bit too emotional and raw, and I've never had that. I like my music to be emotional and raw. I usually cry when listening to rock music, and that is my happy place. Pain in music makes me feel better. But this one just somehow does not do that. It's more sinister, and kudos to them for going for it. My gosh, this one, it hurts too bad. You know, it doesn't hurt so good. And to quote Elton John, I think we need to go the Elton John route with this one. I guess that's why they call it emo, or sad songs say so much. Number 7 Used album, it goes to Heartwork. This is a front-loaded album for me. It has some really cool features with Mark Hoppus and Travis Barker as well. You got most of Blink-182 here, and John Feldman producing. So this really is like a Blink-182 record. Wow, the top ventricles of Heartwork pump blood to all my body parts. But as I get into Wow, I Hate This and other kind of middling tracks, kind of looking for something to kickstart my heart a little bit. This was the first Used record I listened to in its entirety, and while I disliked the third back of this record, it is a good enough record that I keep coming back to it for more plays and more listens. Number 6, Vulnerable. Vulnerable. It's a solid album, front to back. Now we start complimenting The Used. The Used threw a whole bunch of sonic templates to the wall this time, and oddly enough, they all work well. There's some hip-hop and electronic elements which isn't explored with this much care in a lot of rock music, and it's executed in the proper way here. There's also the upbeat audacity of this project that contrasts with the usual Used attitude, and I get it. I get what they're going for on this one. Being vulnerable is tough, but it is a good listen. And Kiss It Goodbye is definitely an underrated song in my opinion. What do you guys think, you hardcore Used fans? that know what I'm talking about here. Toxic Positivity gets the number 5 album for me. This has the strongest opener of a used record, Worst I've Ever Been, which is a banger to end all bangers. This album has echoes of Vulnerable, and while standing above several others in their catalog, Toxic Positivity is an album that can kind of slide inconspicuously through the rankings, if you know what I mean. This one could be way higher or way lower depending on my toxicity levels. Change me into whatever you like, please. That was a used reference, I believe. Number 4 best used record is Imaginary Enemy for me. I really like the Evolution track and Imaginary Enemy, the title track. Face from the original used album, their debut, is used again here, which is deliberate and thoughtful, which is really nice. Kind of reminds me of those supposedly fake Green Day 1972 covers. And Overdose, really, really nice. Really like the Evolution and Imaginary Enemy. Those are two of my favorite tracks on the record. Now we're in the top 3 used records. We've talked a little bit about it. It is the debut record, is my number 3. 2 really great songs, really amazing, powerful songs, and the rest is fantastic. In addition to Green Day, My Chemical Romance, and Good Charlotte, this one is infused with a heaping handful of Incubus, of all bands. That's a lot of comparisons, but the used have entered the rock and roll world with a unique sound, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but I'm only describing it in the best way that a music critic can. Compare can. That was amazing. I made that up on camera. No, it's not in the script. Don't show them the script. Number 2, the second best used record. Please comment your ranking. I know you will. I got to go with the Heartwork for the second best, the used record. A really great sounding album with an aggressive edge and an upbeat sound that's balanced well here. Also, I'm just now realizing the similarity in titles between the Artwork and the Heartwork. Are they thematically related? Well, these 2 records did get compared to each other in a good way by alternative press. So maybe there is something there. Please let me know in the comment section what is up with that. And of course, what your rankings are here. And now, for the number 1, the used album of all time. In space and coffee. The number 1 spot. Number 1 used record of all time, according to me, is In Love and Death. This is where most of my favorite used songs live. Take It Away, I Caught Fire, All That I've Got, Cut Up Angels, Listening, Hard to Say, Lunacy Fringe, and only one of 2 instances that a band or bands has outdone Queen on a Queen song. You know what I'm talking about? That cover of Under Pressure. I mean, Green Day, they were the champions in 2005 on their American Idiot World Tour. Hello, I was there. But wow! MCR, the used. Holy pop. That was the best 99 cents I ever spent on iTunes. I tell you what, my brothers. Under Pressure. How do you outdo Freddie Mercury? You get the used and freaking MCR, man. In Love and Death. And get this. American Idiot came out just 1 week prior to In Love and Death, which means there wasn't any time for either band to copy each other. They were too busy ripping their heart out and ripping their muscles off their body and making peak opera rock opera. And I've just had a lot of coffee. I apologize. I am kind of comparing In Love and Death to American Idiot. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Are we seriously going to say that on the channel? I mean, it's American Idiot. I don't have used vinyl up there. I can't do that, man. I thought about it. We thought, yeah, I'm not. Maybe it's the used American Idiot to me. It's their best record. So we're not saying it's not. Oh. I just find it really interesting that they were recorded around the same time period, around the same place. And if you look into the troubles behind each of those records, there's kind of an eerie pattern that could be the subject matter of a whole other YouTube video. Take it away, name drops My Chemical Romance. And man, this album is just super special. I think that's where the comparison kind of ends. American Idiot, really special for a lot of people. And this album, I feel like, is the same way. Really special for a specific group of people, and I am now one of them. It's incredible. Please watch more of my videos after liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and maybe buying me a coffee or joining my Patreon. I ask a lot of my viewers. Thank you. Goodbye.